All right, you guys, here we are, hole 6. This is going to be a bear of a hole for the expert tournament here. Can't believe they're setting it up this long here. Now, the wind is going to be pointed towards the hole, which should help a little bit, but man, we're going to have to be very precise here with this drive, which means I'm going to back off the power pretty significantly. We are going to go extra mile because I really want that extra distance if I can have it. 5 rings, probably 5.5 rings here. As you can see, we're significantly backing off the power because I want to make sure that, foremost, we get this. Oh, it's too much. I was doing an overplay intentionally because I knew wind effect. So since I wasn't playing my wind effect, I was over adjusting my rings, but as you can see, just a hair too much. I'm going to pitch it out. I don't want to waste this guide. You guys can fine tune that drive yourselves. So I'm going to just pitch it out. I was really hoping that was okay. I was essentially using, in the ballpark of 2 per, but with some overplay. An extra ring for wind effect. But as you can see, it was a little heavy. 1 less ring was probably perfect. But you can see just how much you have to thread this is very challenging. You can see even that, leaning towards the left a little bit. It's going to be a little challenging to get it through there. That's one of the main reasons that I want to mention to you guys to just kind of sacrifice some distance. I'm just going to go to the top of this cliff. As I mentioned, I think you guys can kind of fine tune this. I really do think this is the way to go. You do want to shorten this as much as possible, especially with not a lot of wind here. You're going to find that we're probably going to end up, even my opponent here's essentially pretty maxed out. He can barely get up to this top fairway here. So more so than anything, especially with weak bags, we're going to be just going for get the ball in play and get our eagle. The guys who are going to be able to get more aggressive, a POC 6, a POC 7, and you're going to have to worry about those guys too. My next set of guides, I'll use them and just kind of show you kind of, how those shots work out as well. That they're going to be an expert, so definitely something that you have to be aware of. And, it kind of helps you make a decision whether or not to creep up into master. If you can't win an expert because of the disadvantage, you might as well not win in masters because you're going to get better prizes. So that's one of the main things that you have to kind of be thinking about. So I really don't know how we're going to, typically I might want to go for a rough bump up here, but I'm going to have to really put a good drive on to make that a possibility. I'm essentially, yes, we're going to try to land around here with full curl. You can see 8-ish rings somewhere up in here. I think I may need just a little bit more backspin. So we're going to go 3 backspin. Of course, this is a total guess. We're going to max curl it. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Looks like my curl was just a little bit heavy, but I also great balled it. Without that great ball, maybe I land just a little bit. You can see my spin wasn't quite right. It looks like maybe 4. But you can see I get it on that green there, give myself a good attempt. More so than anything, as I mentioned, this hole is going to be with... I can't believe they set up this wind kind of as hard as it is. It's going to be more so than anything, just take your eagle and run on that one, which is kind of a weird thing to see for expert. They usually, have been pretty good about, making it so weak bags like this. You can see an extra mile, really going to have trouble competing with guys if you can't get that drive up, because you have to drive it at least as far as I just did. As you can see, I'm very maxed out with a very intermediate bag. So with that in mind, you kind of got to force the envelope a little bit. And if you go in the rough or the bunker there, you're done. So the drive accuracy is going to be the most important. Hopefully you guys can figure that out. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on 7.